Hello and welcome everyone to this free 4-day weight loss course. My name is Adam and I am the owner and founder of ATT Health and Wellness Coaching. And I'm excited to get started with you today and to bring you something monumental that is going to absolutely change your life for the better. So, why are we here today? Well, it's to teach you the core principles to overcoming your emotional food dependency and losing your weight for good. In this course, you're going to learn how to take back control over your life, exit the diet mindset, stop obsessing over food, and using that extra energy you're going to have to live your dreams and your vision for your life. In this first video, I'm going to show you the foundational component to making weight loss permanent. And in the second and third videos, I'll show you how to apply it. So, real quick, before we dive in, I'm sure you're wondering who I am and how I could possibly help you. Well, for a moment, let me tell you. I was actually once an addict for almost 15 years. I've long since overcome my addiction, but it all started one night when I made a promise to myself. Back about 7 years ago, I was sitting next to my bed, having just relapsed. Tears were rolling down my face and all the familiar thoughts were running through my mind. Thoughts we've all experienced before when we're up against something bigger than we think we can handle. Thoughts like, you'll never get past this. No one will ever love you. You'll never have the things that you hope for, the life that you want. You're never going to be free of this. You tried and failed again. What's the point of trying any further? Those were just a few of the depressing and defeating thoughts circulating throughout my mind that night. But here's the thing, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, that very dark and emotional night turned into the birthplace of my new life. As I was laying next to my bed, I made a promise to myself. I promised that how I felt in that moment, which was alone, isolated, without hope, community, or a plan, that I would help as many people as I could not have to feel that way during their struggles. You see, I know what it's like to deal with something and to have everyone else around you not have a clue what it's like. I understand the loneliness and the isolation you feel. I know what it's like to feel like your life is controlled by something while simultaneously wishing and hoping for a way out. I know that thing that you're holding on to so desperately you feel at some level is keeping you safe in life, but if you're honest with yourself, you know it's out of hand and it's creating its own problems. Well, here I am today, free from what once consumed my mind and life, and I'm here to fulfill that promise to you and to myself, to help every one of you unique, wonderful, and valuable human beings through what can feel like the most frustrating time in your life. Now, here's the thing. I'm by no means saying that I'm here to cure your addiction or wave a magic wand. If you feel like you have a full-blown food addiction or an eating disorder, I do want to encourage you to go seek out a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist and get a good treatment plan going forward. But if you are the kind of person who finds that you are to some degree emotionally dependent upon food to alter your mind or your emotional state and have excess body fat you want to lose permanently, you're in the right place. And I want to say to you, welcome. See, I've been there in the trenches and made all the mistakes. But the good news is, I want to show you how not to. Like I tell all my clients, I've fallen off Mount Everest like 50,000 times so that I can show you how to get up it the first time. So let's dive in. Let's talk about why you're here today. You're here because things aren't working when it comes to trying to lose weight permanently. I'm going to cut right to the chase. The fault doesn't lie with you. Now you might say, well, what do you mean, Adam? Like I've tried all the diets, I've failed, I stuck rigidly to them, but it was me that ate off plan every time life got hard and I said, F it. Well, here's the thing, you guys, come with me. Let's get a 10,000 foot view for a moment. We have all heard of Big Pharma, right? A pill for every ill and prescriptions for everything. Now in certain cases this is helpful, but in others, when you need a deeper solution, pills are not a solution. When you need a plan of action and a cure, a pill isn't going to cut it. Well, the same goes for what I like to call the big fitness and the big diet industry. You see, big fitness and the big diet industry is just like big pharma. They love to prescribe diets and usually roll out a new one every few years or few months. They love to recommend supplements or even gym memberships to the masses, regardless of whether or not it's actually effective for everybody. Big Fitness and Big Diet recognizes there is a healthcare crisis here in America, and they're capitalizing on it. But here's the issue. Just like Big Pharma, the solution doesn't work for everyone, and it's creating a lot of problems by itself. Now, this is not to say that this isn't working for at least some people, but it's not the majority. The most commonly prescribed solution isn't working except for a small fraction of people. Meanwhile, the vast majority is underserved, misunderstood, and the solutions that you need are nowhere to be found. What am I trying to say? Well, let's put it this way. If you have an emotional dependency on food, does a diet by itself work in terms of helping you lose weight for the rest of your life? Does a list of do's and don'ts or good and bad foods and severe restriction by itself work? Does getting a gym membership by itself work? Does taking another protein powder supplement work? The answer is a flat out hell no. If it did, you wouldn't be here right now. You'd be off living your life, accomplishing your dreams and your goals, free from obsessing about food all day long. You'd be enjoying your favorite foods without feeling guilty and being happy with what you see in the mirror every day. That's what it's about. Big Fitness and the Big Diet industry likes to hand you and sell you what I call blueprints to a house without a foundation. Imagine that for a moment. Being handed the blueprints to your dream home and it has no foundation. Would you ever say yes to that? No, you wouldn't, because you know it won't last. The second a storm comes along, or life, the home would crumble. But here's the thing. You're allowing the fitness and diet industry to hand you your dream transformation or weight loss hopes without a foundation by shoving all the products and transformational photos in your face and then linking them back to some form of detox, weight loss shake, or diet plan. The solutions that are being handed to you do not give you a solid foundation to build your transformation upon. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why you've tried and failed so many times. What we're going to talk about in this first video is all about the foundation of true and lasting weight loss. You need a plan with a solid foundation to weather any storm. That way, instead of burning up your energy trying to hold up a home without a foundation, you can instead take that energy that you were wasting and focus it towards creating the life that you want. Doesn't that sound better? So real quick, let's identify the foundation and all the other components needed for you to build your lasting weight loss transformation. So the very first component, or pillar, if I may, is mental wellness, or what I like to call mindset. You see, what you need to do is train your mind first, and then the body will follow. I'm going to say that again. You're not told this. Train your mind first, and then the body will follow. Big Fitness and Big Diet will not teach you this for a few reasons. Number one, many coaches out there don't have the tools, the education, the life experience, the capacity to coach at that depth. And two, you can't package it, you can't physically build it, you can't slap a label on it. And that's why the foundation of mindset is rarely ever talked about. Now, the second component or pillar, that foundation is proper nutrition. Not a diet. You need to learn how to be mindful with how you're eating and to nourish your body. And most importantly, how to establish a good relationship with food. Diets don't do that. And lastly, the third pillar to the foundation is simple. Movement. Find how you enjoy moving your body every day and repeat it. That's it. So with all that being said, let's get started with the first pillar. Let's dive in on how to create the mindset of transformation. So what I want you to do is first to think about your life in terms of the lifestyle that you live. How do you define what a lifestyle is? Well, lifestyle is nothing more than a collection of habits that you do consistently every day that shapes your life and produces the outcomes that you are currently experiencing, good or bad. Habits are what we are going to focus on first, and the most basic component, of course, of your lifestyle is a habit. Now, what we know that a lot of habits that we do day in and day out are unconscious. That's the whole point of a habit. It's something that your mind does automatically for you without having to waste a lot of energy. beautiful part about habits are that they are automatic. The dark side about habits are if you have negative ones, sometimes the negative ones can seem like they're taking over your life. But don't worry, there's hope. I have a saying that I tell my clients all the time. They're probably tired of it. It's a lifestyle that got you here, and it's a lifestyle that will get you out. Your new job is to dream and create the lifestyle that you want. Now, oftentimes people automatically think, well, Adam, I'm going to have to completely reinvent myself. This is going to suck. It's going to be like a diet and I need to start all over from square one, right? No, get that thought out of your head. I want you to do something that I like to call living your life in edit. Now, here's what I mean. You don't have to hit the backspace on your entire life or be forced to write paragraphs and sentences that you never wanted. Just like you forced yourself to try diets and gym memberships that you hate. Screw that shit. Let's do it right. Just systematically, over time, edit the parts that aren't working for you and forget about the rest. What you need to do to lay a solid foundation is focus on identity-based habits that will propel you towards the lifestyle that you want. Well, what are identity-based habits? Here's an example. Let's say maybe you're somebody who in the past never really prioritized exercise or health, or maybe that's you now. Your typical routine at the end of the day might, consist of coming home, ordering your favorite foods or popping in a pizza and sitting down and watching your favorite TV show for hours. That is your old identity that you're trying to work away from. Your new identity might be someone who cares more about their health and wanting to feel more vibrant and energetic and conditioned throughout the day. So with that identity in mind and with an identity-based habit goal, you could start, instead of coming home and just sitting in front of the TV, maybe you come home and decide to walk for a half an hour or an hour before you sit down and watch your favorite TV show. That's identity-based habits. When all is said and done, systematically creating positive identity-based habits in your life is the quickest way to get to your goals, not diets, detoxes, or fad programs. You've spent too many years getting nowhere with those solutions, because what happens when you're done with that diet and you've been really good for a few weeks or a few months? Well, you go right back to how things were because there was no identity change, no deep work done, because diets don't have that component as part of their program. The best way is to create a foundation that is rooted in the principle of working on your habits. I can't say it enough. To choose to be a little bit better and practice that each day. What happens is what I like to call the compounding effects of positive change. The compounding effects of changing and being just a little bit better each day will add up to a lifestyle and a lifetime of success and freedom from both food dependency and excess weight. That is the quickest way. I want this to be the first and last time you've ever going to have to do this. And don't worry about the time that you feel it will take to accomplish this. The time is going to pass by anyway. So do it the best way. So when you start working on your mindset and your habits, what you can expect when you involve your mind and systemic habit change, well, it's a much simpler process. A process that is doable. It's going to work for you in your unique life and your unique circumstances. No more being invited to a friend's home or to a party or to a holiday celebration and thinking, shit, I know I'm going to go off the rails, eat all the stuff that I love, or even worse, avoid those outings altogether and isolate yourself because you want to stay in line with your list of good foods and bad foods. Working on your mindset is also going to build up your confidence and self-esteem with doable small wins. You see, the solutions that the fitness and diet industry hands you are so extreme. The vast majority of people can't stick with it, and for good reason, which oftentimes leaves you feeling like what? Like a failure, or like you don't have enough willpower. Whatever. Get that out of your mind. Working on your mindset is also going to make this process easier on you both mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's going to be something that is sustainable. It's going to be something that you look forward to because you see the positive effects it's having in your life, with your relationships, with your spouse, with your partner, with your friends, your kids, your job, your own mind and body. Contrast that with the diet mindset, and what do you get? You get restrictions, a list of good and bad foods, along with a process that makes you dread it every single day. You get a process that makes you rely on sheer willpower alone. It's a one-size-fits-all process that oftentimes destroys your confidence and self-esteem because it doesn't set you up to win for the long term. In this video series, what we're going to do is help you build up your mindset and create that solid foundation so that you can stick to your goals during the good times and the bad times. Enough with the discussions about willpower and trying harder. If all it took was for you to try harder, you and I both know you would have overcame this a long time ago. Here's the thing, you've been conditioned, again, by big fitness and the big diet industry, that if you want to lose weight, you need to suffer, isolate yourself, white knuckle it, grind, bear down, and be good, right? No. You need an internal game plan that takes care of you, teaches you how to love yourself, and sets your mindset up for success. I see you, I hear you, and I feel you, and I know that the most important thing for you is to begin to feel and think, I can do this. And I'm going to do that by teaching you in the next video how to overcome the habit of overeating and how to develop the habit of knowing when you should eat and how much. I call it the Mind First Meal Plan. Now here's a hint. This meal plan isn't like the old meal plans you've seen. It's a meal plan created by you, made up of the foods that you love and enjoy. No more restrictions, no more good and bad food rules. A new way is here. I want to end with some action items. So it's time to dream again. What's the new or slightly different lifestyle or identity that you want? What's your vision or your dream for the future? And secondly, what's not working in your lifestyle right now that is keeping you from those goals and dreams? Now, if you like this video and information so far, please share it with a friend, with a family member, somebody you know needs it. And even give us a shout out on the social media platforms. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.